Hey, 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 hey. Hey, everybody. It's Miss Tanya. I am here, and it's noontime. Noontime, my time. It's time for us to reclaim our time. Take just a little bit of it back. Why? Because we deserve it. Because we've been working all morning and we want some of it back. So we want to recalibrate, right? That's what we want to do. But today we got something we need to talk about because it is, think about it, Thursday. Think about it Thursdays, and we've got things to talk about. Who wants our vote? Who? This is not necessarily a political podcast, but today we have some basic political conversations that we need to be having. Yeah? See, conversations matter to me, and obviously they matter to you because you're here. So we're going to talk about some things here, and they're things that we should be talking about. So who wants it? Who wants our vote? Let's talk about it after we reclaim a little bit of our time. Let us calibrate. Let's take a moment to ourselves. You know what we're going to do? We're going to breathe. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? It feels real good. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw a little bit. Go ahead and untighten that clench you got. Do that. What we're talking about today is who wants our vote? Who wants it? That's a question that deserves an answer. It deserves to be thought about, and who deserves it? Is there a candidate or an issue that aligns with our values and our priorities? Who's demonstrating that? Some competence. Who's understanding our issues? And who has a track record of integrity and accountability? Are they offering anything to us? Is there any realistic plans out here that are addressing the challenges that are facing our community? I want to know that. I'm asking these questions because these are things that we need to be thinking about right now. 2024 is tomorrow, guys. Yes, it is. We've got to know, we've got to start having these conversations. It's important to do our research and consider multiple perspectives before making a decision. Yes, it always is. And that's why these times right now are very important because we need to be having these conversations. Let's think about it Thursday. So let's think about and let's explore the intersection between political decisions and critical thinking. Are we doing that? Are we thinking critically when it comes to who we give our vote to? Are we voting just because? Are we voting because we feel like, we that choice that we sometimes feel like I It often feels this way, but sometimes I hear people say this, but they end up voting for a choice between the lesser evil. I hear them say, "The devil you know is better than the one that you don't." I don't like that. I don't like that. I probably messed that up somehow. I'm not sure how it goes, but I don't like it either way because I don't want a devil at all. I don't. I don't. So that's why I'm thinking about it now. That's why I'm looking now. I mean, today we're just overwhelmed by just a constant stream of political propaganda, opinions, political news. It's outrageous. But think about it. Just think about what's going on right now with Fox News. Look at what happened with Dominion, okay? This whole trial. Let me tell you something. I really had hopes that it would go to trial. I really had hopes that they wouldn't settle, but they knew they had to settle because they knew what they were doing and what they had done was legally and morally wrong. It was. Now, I don't know how the people feel who are Fox fans. I don't know how you feel. I don't. But let the truth be what it is. Let the truth be what it is because they were giving you information. They were not giving you truth. And truth and information are two different things. And there's a whole lot of facts out here. They were putting out a whole lot of facts. But were they true? But guess what? We know that they weren't. And they had to settle. Yeah, they did for a whole lot of money. Now, I asked myself this. I said to myself, did Dominion really have to accept the settlement? Because I don't think they had to. You know how these things work in court, in the court of law. They didn't have to. And I just thought about it for a little while. I thought about that and I was like, well, they're still a company. I can't expect them to really save us. You know, they're still a company and it's still about a profit. So they settled. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I see you guys coming into the stream here, into the chat. I see you out here. Keep the faith with Tori. You said you feel me on that. I don't want a devil. Yeah. You know, why should we have to make decisions like that when it comes to politics? Because this is our lives, our livelihood. Yeah. Say you're not a fan of Fox. Well, I tell you what, I watch, I'm really not a fan overall of any particular news. There's just some things that I know is necessary for me to stay on top of. And so, with the way that media works now, we can consume our media through so many different ways. So I kind of do it like that. I'm really not a huge news watcher anymore. I did in the past. I used to watch it, and I used to watch Fox, believe it or not. But I never really put stock into necessarily thinking that everything they were bringing to me was fact. I just liked hearing what was going on. I like to kind of know what's going on both sides, you know? I wanna know what's going on in the world. I don't need this one-sided story because I know that everybody is not telling the truth, particularly when it comes to politics, you know? But I wanna ask you this. Who deserves our vote? Who deserves that? And are we thinking about that critically? Are we thinking about issues that matter most to us? Do we even have anything lined up? Do we? Are we even informed ourselves? If you're not informed, obviously you can't make informed decisions. What exactly is your strategy when it comes to political decision making? Let me know. Somebody let me know in the comments. Talk to me and let me know. because our vote is important. It's impactful, and that's to say the very least. Our vote is important. That is the very least that we can say. But how are we using it? Are we even together? Are we together on anything? Are we together? I'm not hearing anybody. It's really, really quiet. I can make posts online. It can be about what's happening in entertainment news, some type of gossip, something, some type of light conversation. But if I put a post, and I'll get comments, and that's cool. But I purposefully put up a couple posts that could be considered uh, political probing, you know? I think that's a good way of putting it. Just to see who would take a little bite with the bait, right? Just to see. I wanted to know. Because I did put a post up. I was like, man, Fox News Network settled. And I really wanted to hear that case. Them guilty, telling lies, misinforming, gaslighting the people, loud boxes. They guilty. That was a post. Okay? I don't know if y'all read it like that, but that's how I felt it. And I got people engaging. I got a few people in there in the comments. It was like, yes, ma'am, defamation and all type of things, all kind of comments they got. Fox News has always been devious in my book. And they didn't get over the previous season and the season to come. That's Annie McCall, right? She made a comment. We got Genesis, she made a comment. She was like, the defense report tells it all. They knew they were lying to folks. We knew it. We knew it and they knew it, right? Yeah. Got Derek here in the comments. He says, some of the testimonies have been leaked. Super duper liars. Yet their believers cannot be swayed in any way. Just madness. Well, hey, listen. Some people don't want to admit that they fell for the okie doke, all right? They don't. And they're just on the side for a whole different reason. So it goes to show, like, whether they were lying or not, it didn't matter. They just wanted to be in power. That shows it. And there's a few other comments in there. So that's how people were responding. And I made another post, right? I said, so what's the conversation on things we want and policies that matter to us for our vote? What's on the agenda? Start talking to me, or at least start thinking about it. 2024 is literally tomorrow, and it literally is. I didn't get one comment. Not one. Not one. There's over 5,000 friends. Not one. Okay, that's cool. It got one like. That kind of leaves me, I don't understand that, because it was posed as a question. I was asking, like, what conversations are we having, and what policies matter to us for our vote? What's on the agenda? And I got one like. Okay. Dig it. Dig it. I threw another one out there. I had to. Because I'm curious. I got to ask these questions. So it was very simple. The post is this: about the DNC. ... Straight crickets. Nobody had anything to say. I was like, okay, cool. I get it. I got you. You ain't got nothing to say. So what we gonna do? I see I got someone in the comments here, Reggie Scales. He laughs, LOL. We are in a system called capitalism. Justice, injustice, programming, opinions and views and positions in politics can be purchased. And 99.5% of it is. Realistically. Hey, brother. Respect. I hear what you're saying, and I detect no lies here. You hear what he's saying? It's about capitalism. Yeah, but listen, we still have a responsibility to vote. I don't even expect a lot of people to stay on or hang into a conversation like this. I wanna see the analytics. I can't wait to see how many people came in and tapped out really quick because I don't know that people are even ready to have the conversation, and we should be. What are we doing when we're choosing to vote for a political candidate? Is that a question that I shouldn't ask? Is that a topic that is forbidden? Because I feel like there's several important factors that people should consider. I haven't heard anyone throw anything out there, but I feel like just a few things that we need to have on our minds or have in mind are policies. We need to know what their policies are. What is their platform? I mean, we can take a little bit of time and do some research on these candidates, find out what their platform is, find out what their policies are. What do they stand for? What are their priorities? Do their policies align with our values? Do they align with our beliefs? That's stuff I want to know. I do. I don't like choosing between the lesser of the evils. I don't. And I'm not sure how we get in a position of doing that. And I think we get in a position of doing that because we're not doing what I'm trying to do right now. Just bring the conversation up. Just be willing to have the conversation, be willing to engage. And not just for the general election, but you need to know this for every level of politics, your local politics, your city council, your school boards. You need to know these things. You need to know their policies and their platforms that they're going to run on as well. You need to know their experience. These people who want to be on your city council or want to be on your school board, how experienced are they? What are their qualifications? We need to be looking at each of these candidates' experiences and each of their qualifications. Have they held political office before? If so, what is their track record? Do they even have the skills or expertise to lead efficiently? Do they have that? Are we asking those questions, or are we just voting for who we know because we went to school with them, or we know their family, or their family has businesses in your town? Do we know? Do we know their character? Does integrity matter? I'm considering that. I'm going to consider each candidate that I choose to vote for. I'm considering their character, their integrity. Are they honest? Are they trustworthy? Is that a lot to ask? Questions. I don't have to get a whole lot of reaction here or engagement in the chat today because I think this is just more about putting some questions out there. And for whoever hears this, just start some conversations with people around you. We need to know character, integrity. What is their ethical history in their business? How do they treat other people? Do they treat people with respect? Do they treat people with dignity? That's something we need to know. I see Keep the Faithful Tory here. She says, listening. I'm still here. Respect. I got you. Dig it. Just putting some questions out there. I want to know who wants our vote. And I'm asking that question because the larger question is this. What are they doing to get it? Do they deserve it? What type of people are we putting in offices? Local and in general state, also national levels. What are they doing for a vote? They want it? Okay. Let me know what's going on with you. I want to know this. What is their ability to collaborate? More than knowing your political party, I really want to know your ability to collaborate. Can you work with others? Will you be able to work across party lines to get things done? Can you effectively navigate the political landscape? That's what I want to know. These are questions that you can ask people who are asking for your vote. Who wants it? Ask them these questions. What is their leaders? What is their leadership style? How do they lead? Do they lead with empathy? Do they have any type of compassion? Are they able to inspire others? Do they bring people together? These are things that I'm looking at. Stuff I want to know. What y'all want to know? Ask them. You can't just vote for them because the name looks familiar. But it's just so much going on in the scenes. I know how it happens. I know. We all get ourselves in a little time here when it gets down to the wire. And I tell you guys something, you just need to be paying attention. And young people, are you really paying attention to who they're listening to? Because if they're getting out here and they're making their political voices be heard, who are they listening to? Because I'm gonna tell you something. You know they on TikTok. You know they are. They on TikTok. And I'm gonna tell you who else on TikTok. Marianne Williamson on TikTok. If you don't know, you need to ask somebody, or you might need to go on over there and find out. She on there. It looked like she making a little noise over there. So who wants our vote? It's obvious. It's very obvious. We got to take the time and we've got to be careful when we're just, when we're considering these candidates, when we're considering their qualifications. We need to be making informed decisions when we're casting our votes for political leaders, especially our community. We have so many historical struggles. The Black community has a long struggle of fighting for the right to vote, civil rights movements, all of the things that you know, all of the things that you heard, voter suppression tactics. We're struggling with voting rights today in our community. We're fighting for justice and still equality. So who are these people that we're voting for and continuing to go through some of these same things, political season after political season? Who? Because voting gives Black individuals and communities a power to shape our destiny. It is a way that we can do that. It allows us to say in policies, and it allows us to put politicians who are going to push policies, I should say, that affect our lives and our community. So that's why it is important. Representation is important. You got to vote in a way that is going to ensure that we are represented in the government. Casting your ballot, being a Black voter, you can help elect someone who understands your need and who is willing to work for it and address them. So who wants to vote? Who wants our vote? What questions are we asking? What are you doing in your community? Voting is an action that you can take. Voting is an action that you can take. I don't want you guys to there's this thing where people feel like it doesn't matter. That's not a way that I want us to think. Because if we ask these questions that I'm asking right now, and if we allow ourselves to start having the conversations that we're having right now, it will matter because we will be putting people in position who is presenting policies that make a difference to us. And they know that because they wouldn't be in position to be on a ballot otherwise. And certainly, if they get in there and they don't do what they're supposed to do, well, guess what? A political season will be coming around again, and I really, really know. I know how it feels. It is disappointing. But we gotta do it. We gotta ask questions. We gotta ask questions. I don't wanna beat you guys in the head. I really don't. But I just feel like we need to take some type of collective action, and we can. We should. I feel like it is our duty. I feel like it is a civic duty. And you can disagree with me. I don't mind us having a conversation where we don't agree on everything because that's not really a conversation and that's not really real. But we can listen because our community needs a lot. And we need to put people in positions that can do something about it. And we can. And I feel like that is our responsibility as a citizen to participate in that process. Participating in that process, I feel like it helps shape the country. It does. It really kind of it's really sad when I see people just totally disgusted by it. But like I said, I do get it. It is disappointing, right? And we also need to there's some things we could figure out and try to figure out like who the organizations who are looking to improve or push our community's agenda. Like, who are those people? Do we know who those organizations or those individuals are? Who are some of those people out there? Can we look that up? Can we have that conversation? What is Black Voters Matter? Okay. What is that organization doing? Do you know? If you don't know, can you find out? Because it's an organization that is supposed to work and increase voter registration and turnout in our communities. They're advocates for policies and they address some of the needs of Black voters. Let's find these things out. The NAACP. Find out, be involved. Are you? The Congressional Black Caucus. Right? So many different organizations. And I know that there are some out there. There may be grassroots organizations in your particular communities, your cities, your towns, wherever you live. But we gotta find out. We gotta have the conversation. Are you having these guys, are you having these conversations in the barbershop? Because the pandemic changed so many things. It seems like the barbershop experience has changed. I don't know if it's gotten back to what it had been, but I know that conversations happened there. But are you guys talking about that? Are you talking about the individuals? Are you talking about organizations who are out here trying to improve our agenda? The agenda in our politics? Are we focused there? Are we trying to figure out who's looking to address our needs? Or are we just gonna wait until, November, September, October, November, you start thinking about it? Is that what we're doing? That's not what I want us to do. That's not what I want us to do. That's not what we should be doing. I'm going to ask the question one more time. Who wants our vote? Show us. Let us know. And that goes from city council all the way up. Don't just vote for these people because they're your friend. They get in office and they're not even really working that much for you. It's like they're working against. They're not getting things done. They're working against each other. We put them in there to work together, and hey, they're going to keep doing things until things ain't right and they don't have that opportunity anymore. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. Because, and I'm going to say this about, it's not about skin color now. Because, all skin folk ain't kin folk. You got some who not working together. I mean, hey, look at what Clarence Thomas has got going on. You've got people who are really concerned with power. They're really concerned with what works best for them. And we don't need that. We don't need it. Pay attention to the people that you put in office. I'm going to say it again. Pay attention to the people that you put in office, especially them local people. You could see who want to do something different, who's climbing a political ladder. But if they're working against the whole, I don't know how successful that's going to be for them because people are paying attention. I'm going to say that, and I said it. Yeah. Who wants our vote? What are they doing? What type of integrity do they have? Can they work with other people? Does everything have to be their way? Can they be working towards what's best? Check their leadership style. Check it out. They might not have empathy. They might not have compassion. And that might not need to be your leader. They could be a good business person or whatever it is they do. They might be good on their job. Hey, let them do that. But they might not represent you well. And if they get in there by the hook and the crook, well, make sure you don't vote for them again. And make sure you let them know. Make sure you let them know that you see them. Make sure you let them know that you understand that they might be a problem, that you see what's going on. So pay attention. All right? Who wants our vote? Who want my vote? Who want my vote? I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to talk to me. You're going to talk to me, especially if it's local. You're going to talk to me. And if you don't, well, I said what I said. All right, y'all. That's what it is. I want you to start thinking about this thing. I want us to start thinking about this political season. Look them up. Put what you want out there. Start having the conversations. Don't listen to this thing about, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about religion. It brings arguments. No. You can disagree. That's fine. Have those conversations because we can do better in this country. It does not make sense to be living in America in these divided states. It's making no sense. We can be better. All right? So put some better people in office. Let's take some time right now. Let's take some time to do something. I want you guys to hit and like and subscribe to this channel. We've got a whole lot of conversations that we need to be having. Make sure you do that. Find me on YouTube. I am Miss Tanya TV on YouTube, and I'm Miss Tanya the Poet on Facebook, IG, and TikTok. We got to have these conversations. Go over there, find it, like, subscribe, tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell all of them. Because we got things that we need to talk about. And if you got something that you want to talk about, because people do this as well, go ahead. drop the subject into my message. I do read them, and we can talk about it. Make sure that it makes sense. Make sure that it makes sense. All right. All right, y'all. We're going to go back in, get to work. We're going to take a little bit of edge off of this conversation. If it kind of got a little heavy for you, if it's a conversation that you typically wouldn't have, we're going to bring it all back. I'm going to let you relax and go back into your work day. I'm going to do it because that's how I want you to feel. And to be honest, that's how I feel. Whether I have a conversation that is a difficult conversation, a heated conversation, I still know how to take it right back to my cool. And that's what we get ready to do. We did a little breath work coming in here. So let's do a little breath work going out. Y'all know how we do it. Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Now, don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. All right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do. One love, y'all.